See, the answer is where you are, right where you are. Again, you ask most people how you are, and they'll look for something else. Everyone say, if somebody asks me how I am, I say I'm wonderful, full of wonder. You're full of wonder. Think about this. I was watching this thing the other night about the universe and how big it is and all the things out there, and it goes on and on there. Do you know, I want you to leave here. If you don't leave here with anything else, leave here with this. Say this. I am the most precious thing that has ever happened in this universe. Now you think about that. We're on this speck of dust. Here you are. You're creative. You're up. You know what's going on. You know what and who you are. You're aware of the universe. We're the only thing in the universe that's aware of the universe. I think that God created us so it could discover more about itself by means of us. What are you doing in relationship to that? Today I let go and let God discover more about itself by means of me. And look at this. As Emerson, our great-grandfather, told us very clearly, you have never happened before, so no matter what you see or what you do, no one who's ever lived or will ever live can do it and see it and be it the way you can. You are unique and beautiful and wonderful. Know that. That's the power of one. What are you doing with this uniqueness of yourself? Are you finding reasons why this uniqueness has to be unhappy, or reasons to give the best of yourself to what's in front of you so the world's a better place? Ask yourself, what is dictating how you feel today? What's dictating it? There was a lady who surprised a burglar. He was in her house and he was loaded down with things that he got from her house. She didn't have a weapon. The only thing she could think of to do was quote scripture. So she held up her hand in front of him and she said, Acts 2:38. The burglar quaked in fear and he froze at that point. She called 911. The cops showed up. When the cops arrived, the burglar was still frozen in place, and they were very much surprised because the woman didn't have a weapon. They asked her what happened, and she said, "What did you do?" She said, "I quoted scripture." The cop turned to the burglar and said, "What was it about the scripture that affected you?" Burglar replied, "Scripture? What scripture? I thought she said she had an axe and 238s. I give up. That's called misunderstanding in the right way. There's a wonderful story I love about taking the situation and turning it into the best you could think of. It's called the story is called One Dead Donkey, and a city boy Morris moved to the country and bought a donkey from an old farmer for $100. Farmer agreed to deliver the mule the next day, and the next day he drove up and said, "I'm sorry, but I've had some bad news that the donkey died." "Well then, just give me my money back," said the boy. "Can't do that. I went and spent it already," said the farmer. Boy said, "Well, okay, just unload the donkey." So what are you going to do with him? He said, "I'm going to raffle him off." He said, "You can't raffle off a dead donkey." He said, "Sure I can. Watch me." So he told everybody. He said, "I just won't tell everybody he's dead." So a month later, the farmer met up with the city boy and he said, "What happened to the dead donkey?" He said, "I raffled him off. I sold 500 tickets, had $2 a piece, and made a profit of $898. Said, "Did anyone complain?" He said, "Just the guy who won. I gave him his dollar back." Ba-dum-bum. See, that's turning a negative into a positive. What did I say a couple weeks ago? I was pointing out, I said, there's no lesson in the second kick of a mule. And that is true. I will share this with you because I was thinking about it the other day. And some of you heard me tell this before, but it's a lesson to stay with you. When my children were growing up here, we had horses. We had 4 horses, and my daughter Leslie taught me into adopting a donkey. And so we did. We adopted a donkey. It was one of these wild donkeys they had out, and they recruited out from the desert out here. So we brought the donkey in, put it in the corral. My daughter goes out to greet her new donkey. Well, this donkey bit her, kicked her, stepped on her. She comes out with tears in her eyes. She was about 12 years old. She comes out with about 12 and tears in her eyes. And she says, "Get rid of the donkey. I don't want the donkey," blah, blah, blah. So I held her for a minute, and I said, "You just learned one of the major lessons of your life, Leslie." And she said, "What's that?" And I said, "Never blame donkeys for being donkeys." Okay. Don't ever let a donkey upset you. How many let a donkey upset you somewhere in your life? Okay. Okay. Turn to somebody next to you and say, never never blame a donkey for being a donkey. Now, listen to this, and we'll close with this idea. There is a power for good, as Dr. Holmes used to say, in this universe, and it's right where you are. There is a power for good that knows what to do and how to do it. It is everything you are. It made you out of itself, and it's waiting for your next idea to become your experience. If you have a challenge in life, know that you are greater than anything you are moving through. For 35 years, I have been teaching that if you know what and who you are, you can move through anything and be unmoved by it. Dr. Ernest Holmes says on page 302 of the Science of Mind textbook, all the power of the universe is within you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. How clear is that? Act as if you know it's true. Everyone say with me, I have absolute peace of mind. I have absolute non-resistance to life, to the life of God within me. With all my heart, I affirm the ancient hymn, take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. When you do this, you will find that you are happy. You are happy in a way you've never been before. You are happy for all the good things in your life. You are happily aware that you can use them in the right way, share them in the right way, delight in them in the right way, and love yourself for doing it. You can know and know you know that you have enough to spare and enough to share today and always. That's the power of one. Let it be your way. I love you. Namaste. Thank you for being here.